lie though, I thought I would never say it, but I'm low-key tired of hearing about her. Like at this point, how many more stories do we need? Like, I think that the crowd has spoken. Like, you know what I'm saying? The amount of people that have come out and told negative encounters with her. I was sent this morning the John Moss thing. The man say, we had just shot a little video. He say she asked me. Thank you, Jada. He say she asked me. Well, I mean, we went to go smoke. I bought hers. I bought mine. He say, and then she turned around. We smoked all of hers. He said, but I paid for both of them anyway. He said, we smoked all of hers. And then we laying down. She talking about, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of money out of this. I think I need to go. He said she told him she thought she needed to go escort it. He's like, well, why would you do that? And you're here to see me. He's like, I'll just give you money. It's no problem. He said he cashed out. Didn't he say he gave her another $350? So I don't know if he sent $350 twice. But he's like, he gave another $350. And then he said that, like, he was like, wow, this is like too much. I'm going to just take a nap or whatever. And he said because she wanted to go home early. She asked for a flight to be moved up. He said he woke up, it's 3.5. Or no, I guess before he went to sleep, his 3.5 was gone. He like, what the hell? Where my stuff at? He said he asked her, will you help me look for it? And she said no. I said, damn. He said she said no. So I get maybe that was a sign she knew she had it. She said, no, I'm not going to help you look for it. He said, and then he said, she told him, she was like, hold on, did you cancel my ride or whatever? And he was like, he said, yeah. I don't know. Did he say yeah? He like, yeah, because you lied about the weed or something. I don't know. It was crazy. It was crazy. I listened to it, though. I said, hell to the no. He was like, and then the part that blew me, the guy was like, I know I'm unattractive. He was like, and I normally wouldn't be able to, have a chance with a woman like you. When they first sent me the video, I'm like, I know this nigga not talking about Trina. And he talking about, I know I would never have a chance. What this boy talking about? What this man talking about? But I watched that video and I was like, wow. So just a small recap of like everything that has been going on this week. I've seen all the arguments. He was a sweetheart though. He seems like it. He seems like he's a sweetheart. But yeah, just to, I guess, a recap everything that's been taking place. They have brought up like so many of the disturbances that she's had on the app, They brought up him. They're resurfacing like everything that's ever taken place with her at this point. I'm like, yikes. Like, I feel like even when I go to take a shit, I'm shitting out Trina. Like, if I don't hear no more, thank you, Ash, it will be okay, because this is a lot. I'm like, damn, I don't even want to hear about the bitch no more. And then I guess the comments, I think people like continuously, a lot of y'all are like one track minded, and y'all continue to tell people you're hating, you're bullying. Y'all say that people shouldn't be pocket watching. Y'all think if people donated, they should have just gave her what they wanted to give her. Y'all don't think that it's wrong that she lied, or that people are presuming now that she lied in regards to what she stated. Hey, Patty.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I'm hoping that this all will be over the weekend, because Bella gonna have her own court. You already know that.
Yeah.
That's still been the big thing for the week. But I'm hoping after that Monday we can start fresh with something else.
I agree.
Because it is starting to get old. Like you said, what else can? I mean, I know there can always be something else, but golly.
Yeah, I agree, because at this point, I'm like, everybody is coming with the same story. And I get people are like, hey, for those people that support her, I'm not saying stop. I'm not about to tell no adult what to do with their money. You worked for it. Shit, it's yours. Throw it up in the street if you want to. But, a lot at this point, I feel like it's really causing a divide. I just heard last night that there are other people who are like now getting involved. And I'm just like, it's causing such a divide. They gave me an age restriction. Okay, it's causing such a divide that, now you have people, some of the ones who were cool with her or not cool with her, they going up on panels, they feel like they got to explain themselves. You got people who, those that don't like her and they like, yeah, I knew it was something off. Then you got the ones who have had negative experiences with her, and people feel like they continue to repeat that she's being bullied thing. And I'm like, at this point, it's so many people. They bringing up, some old things that she did. Now, speaking in regards to character, it just goes to show that, that a peacock's feathers don't change. But in regards to, what it is, there's not really much that can be done at this point. Nobody's going to be able to get their money back because it was not a GoFundMe, you know. It was a whatchamacallit. People were sending cash apps. So the people who sent
And
money,
she already blocking people. They requesting money back, and which I know they knew they wasn't gonna get it back in the first place.
thank
But
you.
they requesting money back. She's blocking people on Cash App or whatever. So yeah, there's really nothing else that can be done.
Yeah.
Besides just bringing awareness, which we have done all week long,
And I feel like
and just hoping people just stop.
I feel like Black TikTok is very much so where I feel like if the conversation stopped today, at this point, granted, I'm not going to stop nobody's content. I know Bella's going to still host court tomorrow. And I know people are still going to be like, hey, well, at least catch us up, do a recap. What have we missed this week? But I feel like at this point, everything that can be done has really been done. The people are aware. There are more people. I'm pretty sure some of her supporters have been on the lives and they've heard what's been going on. But I feel like, now at this point, it's kind of just creating other content creators to get into it with other people. So you may have two people that may have been cool with her, or one that may be trying to support her, and another one that's like, no. And it's just causing other people to beef about something that can't be turned around. What she's done is done. Unfortunately, now granted, I haven't sent any money. Unfortunately, those that have probably won't be getting, their money back. We've established that. You say she blocking them on Cash App. But it's like, at this point, I'm okay with just blocking her. Well, she is blocked, and moving forward, not discussing her. As long as she don't discuss me, which she has been, but as long as she doesn't bring me up through type, through text, through talk, I'm cool. I ain't got to speak on her long as she ain't fucking with me. The thing is, I just hope she keep it that way. Right now, she got bigger fish to fry because it's, bigger content creators fucking with her and arguing with her. But if she could just be quiet and leave it alone, I'm pretty sure she can probably go to another side of TikTok and get her hustle on. On Black TikTok, no, she gonna have to wait a couple months because we hip right now. But she can probably go to another side of TikTok and get her hustle on right now. As long as she ain't bothering people and reporting people and talking about them in the comments and shit, I feel like the people will leave her alone. I don't think there's anybody. Well, let me not say that. I'll take that back. I think the majority are kind of like, you know what, you did me wrong. I don't have to keep discussing. I'm not going to keep talking about you. I just want you to, go away. Don't keep bothering. Don't keep instigating. Don't keep manipulating. Because it is so fresh and new and it's an open wound, the people don't have a problem revisiting it. But I feel like we could move forward. Like at this point, what she did to me, talking about me and shit like that, I wasn't cool with the bitch, no way. I was just offended at the fact that she had just been up on my panel. We were okay. And 30 minutes after that, now because my live gets taken down, I'm a bad person. She does a lot of childish and immature behavior. But I think a lot of shit
Yes.
a lot of shit has now been answered. We were like, hey, why don't you go out and get a job? Well, now we know that she has a warrant. And if you have an active warrant and you just go to apply to a job, jobs probably aren't going to hire you. Well, why don't you go get state assistance, food stamps, welfare, etc.? Well, because she has an active warrant. And, she may have also done things to defraud the system. I'm not saying that she has. I haven't heard of anything like that. But I'm just stating, at this point, she's appeared to have, she has a record. She has an active warrant. So I can understand her possibly. Somebody said that her wages are in the process. If she starts working, they'll be garnished. So, you know what I'm saying? If I was on her side, I'd be like, you know what? It makes sense why she's not working. The bitch has a child. She's a single parent. If she start working, they're going to start garnishing her wages. So she really going to be working for nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I look at it from her standpoint, I'm like, okay, I see why she's on the internet begging. Not that was ever my issue with her, but it's understandable now when you find out everything that's taking place in her life. Could she have been more upfront with the people? Yes. At the same time, do everybody tell the truth? No. And what we gonna do? Scream at her if she don't? Spend eternity on live screaming at? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm just like, hey, $2, I ain't see you. I wasn't looking down the screen. Yeah, so I'm just like, at this point, I'm willing to stop speaking on her if the bitch willing to stop speaking on me.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think some people that really just want an apology. They will feel so much better If they just got an apology, because again, she has done so many people wrong. A lot of people that were really rooting for her, that really helped her a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she turned on a lot of these people
Yeah.
that tried to build genuine relationships with her. And I think an apology would
Yeah.
suffice for a lot of people and help them to be able to move on. But Trina don't see that she do nothing wrong. So I don't think they'll ever, get
Get that
that
apology.
apology, because there's so many people that are boosting her head up. No, just get your money, girl. Just get your money. But nobody's saying don't get your money. We're saying stop lying about the reason that you're asking for money, because it's being very deceptive. People not gonna give you money if you go over there and just say, oh yeah, I'm a full-time content creator, even though I don't have that much content. Can y'all give me some money? More than likely they not. But if you say that my child and myself are about to be homeless and we ain't had no food, we don't got no money to get nothing to eat, you gonna get some money out of people. It's
Most
being very
definitely.
manipulative, and she knows that. Just be upfront, because I'm not gonna lie to you. And this may sound crazy to some, and it may sound okay to others. But I wanted to go on a trip. I do have other responsibilities that I need to take care of. I went live and I said, hey, if anybody want to help me to go on the trip, feel
Mm-hmm.
free, to send me $1, $2, $5, $10, or whatever. And some people decided to give. They see that I do work hard, I do take care of my children, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
always last on my list. So they say, yeah, you deserve to go. You need a break. Go have some fun. You come on here, you entertain us every single day when you could be doing something else. You deserve it. Go and enjoy yourself. And they helped me, and
Yeah.
I was very transparent. So it's not to say if it's got to be a sad reason. There,
Absolutely.
right.
And
Just be honest.
I agree with you, Patty. And I do. I think that, some of those people, right. Ideally, if we were in a perfect world, she probably would have never pulled it. But, on a more perfect side, people are like, they do want apologies. I get it. And once again, I'm not a person that's going to say, well, I agree with you on that part. If you're telling people that it's for one reason, you have single mothers out here who donate money, women who may not have a fallback plan. You got people that don't have any family. So what about people whose parents are deceased? They're out here in the world alone. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a fallback plan, and they may be given to you because of what you're telling them, and they're giving off the
Exactly,
advice.
because they relate at some
Yeah.
point. They
And so,
relate. So they're going to give you half of their last.
yeah, so it definitely hurts them when they've done that. And granted, like I said, the money is gone. It's not hurting anybody's karma but hers if she chooses not to use the money for what it's used for. When somebody sends you money and then you say, "Well, I'm gonna block them right after," you can do that and you've gotten the money, granted. But I've learned in life, when you tend to pull things like that, other things will come up. So when you turn to say things like, "Oh yeah, this is going on in life," so you can get money from people and you're getting it under false pretenses, best believe whoever you pray to, God, Allah, the universe, they got some karma waiting on your ass. So now you told people that you need it because you being kicked out. You weren't being kicked out, but maybe now, after continuously speaking this shit into existence, you will be now. Now it ain't a lie. You know what I'm saying? It may have started off a lie.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it may have started off a lie. You may have started off telling lies to people so that you were able to, to collect money. And then the way that the world is set up, now you will possibly need it for those exact reasons. You've been lying, telling people you were getting kicked out, and now it may really be needed for a kick out. You may have been lying, telling people it was for a car, and now there may actually be something. You may have not went to school for 5 years. You may have did one semester at a community college, and now they realize that they miscalculated something. So now you really do owe 4K in college. You know what I'm saying? The world has a weird, wicked way of spending this shit so that you are not necessarily taking from people, and things like that will happen. Or that person that is given to you will turn around and be blessed tenfold for what they gave, because they gave off the strength of they thought you were struggling. They wanted to help you. And the crazy part is, it's not the filthy rich who are assisting in these things. The most generous people are normally the brokest people. A person with only $5 to their name, but they know how it feel to not have nothing. nothing, so they giving you $2.50. Not the person with 500 million giving you 250, but the person with $5 in their pocket, they giving you half of what they got or a dollar out of what they got. And they may have kids to feed, but they know how I feel. They may have boys like, hey, they may have sons and they like, you know what? But I can only imagine if I had a daughter, who would want their daughter homeless? So do I think it's wrong? Absolutely. But I think I've grown to know the Trina personality on this app, to know they probably won't get an apology. They probably won't get their money back. And unfortunately, some people, I'm not going to say we because I didn't contribute any money. People have to be comfortable with that. You don't have to, but it would be at best to make peace with yourself on the fact that she's probably not going to give me an apology. She's probably not going to give me my money back. In regards to that, when I got into it with her, she started off telling me why she wasn't going to let me up on her panel and why and what she had said. And it came out of her own mouth. And then maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, she started screaming that I was a liar. I'm like, damn, where did all this come from? I let you up on my panel. We weren't beefing. My live gets shut down 30 minutes later. They say not only were you streaming my live, but you're over here talking about me. I come to ask you why. You tell me why you were talking about me and the things that you said. Now, did it align? No, because you were on my panel speaking to James as I was up there interviewing him. So it became very, very fake-like. I was like, wow, now you're saying I don't have morals? And where's all this coming from? 30 minutes ago, you were talking to me and things were good. Did I offend you? Have I said something to you? But on TikTok, I don't even ask because I don't care anymore. But I know nothing had taken place to make her do that. Last Sunday, she turned around in Bella's court and mentioned me and Keita, and we hadn't done anything. Keita never speaks of her. Hadn't even spoken on her. Plenty of people, you had her up in the background, Miss Nitra. I didn't talk about the woman, and she turned around and she still tried to mention me and kept calling me a liar. So a lot of it is brought on by her. Do I think she's mentally ill? Hell yeah. Because the same motherfucker couldn't beef with that many people. Bitch, how you even keep up the motherfucking layout? She got so many people that she's at odds with. I'm like, who moves through life like that? And every person has a story about. Now they say, why are y'all worried about money? The people that sent money are worried about money. That is not my beef, or it was never my beef with Trina. It was just an add-on that she took from people. But that was never my issue that, oh, she makes money or how much money she makes on the app. And I avidly say that I will definitely watch a pocket. But what she was receiving on the app was just blindsided to me. It's like, hold on, if you're going through all of this in real life, how do you possibly have time to beef with people on TikTok? Because I know in real life, when I went through shit, I don't get on social media. Like, social media is the least of my. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is up in real life.
But that's the new thing, though. That is the new thing. Instead of you trying to deal with your problems and make them better and make sure you don't have them again, people would rather come on here and give a sad story and in hopes of getting something instead of putting in the work. I've actually seen that a lot lately. But do you think, okay, so the other night they said that Trina posted that she got into the Creators Fund. Do you think some of this may have been a ploy, getting into it with content creators that have bigger platforms than her? Do you think this was a ploy for her to get enough followers and enough view time to be able to get in the Creator Fund?
It's hard for me to say, and I'll say why. Because the first thing is, the last time I followed Trina, she had like 9,000 followers. I think you only need like 10 to be initiated.
Yeah, but I think you need like 100,000 views, I think, on your account, where I think it might have used to be in 10,000 views and 10,000 followers or something like that.
So is it just people viewing your page, or is it people watching the video?
I think it's viewing your content on your page, not live, but viewing your content on your page, like 100,000 views in the last 60 days, or like it's a time limit on it.
I get what you're saying, Petty. Unfortunately, as much as I don't like her, I'm going to have to say no. I say no because, number one, a lot of the things that she gets popping with people, she really gets popping. The Creator Fund, the Beta Creator Fund, they don't pay you just because you're in the fund. You still have to create content.
Now, we know that, but it's a lot of people, they think that as soon as they get in, they just start making big money. That's what they think. It's a lot of people that think that. They think that you get something when you get a blue check mark. They think that.
Yeah, if that, now I don't know what her thought process is. If that's what she thought, and granted, I really don't put anything past her because we've seen, the character that she's displayed on social media. So would I put it past her to do that? No, because she's lied to people to get ahead. She's probably like, hell, these are people that she may have not liked anyway. She may be beefing with us, and we may have been creators that she didn't like anyway. But if she felt like she could gain something off of it, I don't see why she wouldn't do that. But I personally don't think so. I've also been sent a live where she told some people like, yeah, I'm only begging my people for money until I get to a certain marker with my account or something. And once I do, I won't be doing that anymore. I don't think that's true. I think if that was the case, why didn't she openly, publicly tell the public what her goal was? And why did you have to lie? A lot of people are like, well, that should have been this. If you send money, then that's okay. For people who own homes, if you go to the bank and you provide them false documents and they approve of your mortgage based off of that, do you think when they find out those documents are not real, that you're still approved for that home? No. They say we did it under false pretenses. You lied to us, so our decision was based off of what what you lied about. So I don't know. I don't know if she viewed the creator fund as soon as you get in, you get paid, and maybe that's what she was referring to. But I strongly feel like every time she goes live, even for the rest of this month, I guarantee there will be a Cash App goal. She will be asking people to send money, and y'all done said she in the creator fund now. So if that was her case, I don't think it's gonna work for her. And if it wasn't, I think she's still gonna be begging.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna take that Cash App go down. She's not gonna stop asking for money. Now the goal may go down to where it's not so offendable. It may go down, but she not finna stop asking for money. She's been doing it this long. That's gonna be a hard habit to break. And again, she don't feel like she did nothing wrong. So why would she change anything?
And I completely agree. When they don't feel like, hey, I've done anything or I've said anything, she'll continue to do it. And like I said, Black TikTok right now is very much so aware of her and what she's been doing. And she may, go away from that. She may go to white TikTok, or she may go to cooking TikTok, or whatever tarot reading TikTok, for a few months or a few weeks to get the smoke up off of her and get new clientele, new customers, new payers. And once they find out about her, she'll probably be back. But my assumption would be that she would probably leave it alone for a while and then return. But once again, she lies so much, you really don't know. The people said yesterday that some man who stayed there was coming to collect his things, and they were waiting to see her go live yesterday morning. And what did she do? Yesterday morning, she did not go live. So
Nope.
with her,
Sure did.
it's always a trick bag. You don't really know. You be like, is she gonna go live and say something? Is she gonna clarify? And you don't know. At this point, I can't really be surprised by anything she does. There's friends that's like, wait, we don't support that, Trina. No, don't do that. We don't like that. This is not what we represent. And she be like, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna still ask her. I'm gonna still beg her. I'm gonna still tell your people this story. So somebody said, I think she's going to another app, and that's completely fine. Bigo, is that what you're referring
Yeah,
to?
she falling behind Genty, trying to do what Genty do.
And then last night after Genty was live, and granted, I don't think there's any secret about it. I'm cool with Genty. I like Genty, but the majority of Genty's panel last night, aside from Petty Row and Rose, I really, either had blocked or have never come across. And when I seen a lot of the comments coming in, and granted, it was a large room, but there were a lot of comments coming in, and I'm like, these are a lot of people that I personally have blocked. So when they started mentioning my name yesterday, Omar was like, Trip, don't go up there. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me. I know when I'm not off in my house. I know when I'm not off in a safe space. Not saying that Genty would foster unsafe space, but there were people off in there that I'm like, I know I don't rock with these people. I could see a lot of the comments going hard and defending a lot of people. And granted, because so many people on this app will ask and will beg and will do what Trina's doing, a lot of people didn't see an issue with her providing false calls for donations. They were like, well, so
Right.
what? If you donate, you donate. Don't ask about where it's going. And that's because they are as well taking money from individuals, and they don't want to be asked questions.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
them the kind of people you gotta watch out for, baby, because them is that they asses is slick.
Yeah, and that's why they don't want other
That's a
people getting questioned.
manipulation. If you can't tell somebody what you asking me for something, but you don't want to tell me what you need it for. Like the audacity. Like how do that make sense? You
And I
you
thought
want
you
me to do something for you, but I can't ask you a question. You can ask me for my money, but I can't ask you what you gonna do with it and expect for you to be honest.
And you're not lying, Patty. And I feel like that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? As a child, when you went and asked your parents for money, Mom, can I have $5 for this field trip? You automatically explain what it's for. Can I have $2 to go to the store as an adult? Thank you, Empress. As an adult, you go to speak to somebody. When you go, and I'm not trying to be funny, when you go to the state and you say, hey, I'm having trouble feeding my family, the state gives you a card that can only be used on food. They ain't playing. They monitoring
Right.
to a degree what you're using. Hey, Peach, they monitoring. Thank you, Glide. They're
Thank
monitoring
you, Empress.
what you're doing and what what you're doing with their money. What are you
Choo
doing with my money?
choo.
How are you moving forward? They're monitoring that. When you go to when if you need a clothing voucher from the state, what do? They set a stipulation. You ain't going in the store buying toys. You're not going to the store buying other stuff. You're gonna buy specifically what they asked you to buy. Thank you, Peach. You're gonna ask specifically what they asked you to buy. So everybody, if they're going to give their money, their time, their resources, they want to manage it. What did they say back in the day when black households were, oh, if we're going to help you, no man shall be living here. And what are they doing? They're coming in to inspect that a nigga ain't off in there. Okay, just like if a baby father is paying for something, I don't want you bringing no men off in here. Government say we baby daddy. We want to make sure ain't no nigga off in here living off of us. People are going to ask questions, and often if you pay your money and you don't ask, then it's too late to get it back. If you say, hey, I really need this mirror scent, and you pay these people and they don't tell you how long their processing or shipping is, a year go by and you don't receive it, you're gonna be like, well, where? Hold on now. Oh no, don't ask no questions. That's not fair. And a lot of people, like I
Right.
said, because they as well will beg, they as well want to be given without being asked questions, will say, well, I don't know what's wrong with that. Well, I don't see the issue with that. Thank you, Nisha. And there is an issue. People don't want to be used. And if they are going to be used, they want to be used in their own expense. Some people may say, well, I gave you $20 that I normally would use to drink with. I like to drink. I don't drink, me personally, but some people say, I like to drink. This is my drinking money. And I gave it to you because you told me you and your child were hungry. But come to find out, you went and bought the same liquor that I would buy for myself. So I just bought you a pint after, after a stressful week of work for me. And
Right.
it's not fair. It's not fine. And the people who support it, I will never back down on that. Those that don't like questions being asked will always be a red flag for me. Those that want people to just automatically believe and give and do this, you want everybody to be a good person, but you don't want to be a good person. I'm not going to advocate for nobody to not have to show receipts. Like Genty said himself, he said he was asking for money at one point in time and showed the receipt when he went to the lawyer's house. Slim has said before, he showed a receipt. And I think that is very upstanding. When the people have paid for something, show them, hey, what you used your money for? Look, I'm holding it down. Look, I'm handling business. I went and did with y'all's money what I said I was going to do. And then they like to hyper focus on that part. They're like, oh, well, it's the money, it's the money, it's the money. So then everybody who asks a question turns into a hater, a pocket watcher. I don't mind being called names, but there's a lot of people that don't like it. But everybody that asks a question is now turning into a hater, a pocket watcher. They're down bad. They're jealous. And I had to tell a lot of people, how can one be jealous if they're not doing the same things? I've never posted on
Right. Like,
Cash App.
oh yeah, Trina gonna tell them talking about Petty Row wish she could be me. Baby, there's nothing about struggle that I want. I'm good with
Yeah.
having a roof over my head. I love having a car, not having to walk. Like I love having a refrigerator with food in it. Whenever I get hungry, I can just walk in the kitchen and grab something. Like
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for these things. What makes you think that I want to be you? You have nothing nothing that I want. Not one single thing. There's not one thing that I can think of that I would just say in my head, damn, I wish I was Trina right now. Like there's nothing, absolutely nothing.
And that's why I said the telling people that they're haters, they're jealous, they're lying. I'm like, you guys got to stop just throwing out words. Anytime somebody doesn't like somebody, oh, they're jealous, oh, they're hating. Y'all never question what has a person done, or you have those that follow them. And I'm not against anybody's supporters or followers, but be open minded. Don't be so close minded on any creator, myself included, that you opt out to hear anything that could possibly be negative. Somebody say, well, I ordered something from and they didn't return. Oh, you a hater. They're not a hater. They're a concerned individual who's made a purchase and not seen a return,
And
and
that's
so,
their experience. That's
and
not
people are
hating,
entitled
that's
to
an
express it.
experience.
Yes, I feel like, and people are entitled to express it. They can tell you if something didn't go well for them. They can tell you, hey, I went here, and I don't say, oh, you're wrong. If somebody says I went somewhere and I got kicked and they threw me out and threw my food on the floor, and I say, well, when I went, they pulled back the chair for me. They laid out the napkins in my lap, like, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that what you're saying is false. It just means I didn't have that same experience. But who am I to invalidate you? But it seems like when you're dealing with a more ignorant crowd, they become upset when you haven't had their experience. She's nice to me, so she's nice. No, because even the nicest motherfucker have bad days.
Yeah.
You can't, they like to push that on people, and you can't push that on people. You don't make anybody accept what was said or what was done. Y'all don't ask why your money wasn't given. And then y'all want people to be okay with being lied on. I had never lied on that woman. That woman had been on my panel to 4 times, and people turned around and said, oh, you're just, why are you upset with her? You're making up lies. At first, this woman never said I was lying. It's only been about a week or a week and a half since she started screaming I was lying. Her moderator came in and clarified, Trip ain't lying. Keita came in and clarified, Trip ain't lying. The widow has stated, I was in the live, Trip wasn't lying. And there are so many people that'll say it, but she continues to push the narrative. And the people that support that then will say, well, why are you bullying her? Oh, you're lying on her. There was one girl that came up yesterday and she had to apologize to K-Dub. She said, K-Dub, I apologize because she said she used to be a Trina fan. She said, and she was just going along with it. And she had basically, said K may have been lying or it didn't make sense, etc. And she wanted to come up and publicly apologize. Why? Because that was on her conscience. Why? Because you fucked up. And that's exactly why you shouldn't get off in people's business without knowing exactly what's going on. Y'all come in and you take sides and you say, oh, this person's a liar, this person's jealous, this person's hateful, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. So to save yourself from having to come on this app and apologize to a motherfucker, to save yourself from the conscience weighing heavy on you because you are not living right, you sit back and watch. Sometimes you may learn something about your favorite creator. You think 20 plus something people are lying about sending money and being blocked? You think John Moss is lying about inviting somebody somewhere, paying for their ticket home, paying for all of this, thank you, Twyla, and then being lied to, and you done bought somebody smoke and they turn around and steal yours? You think the man is lying? Is that not part of the same story that other individuals, it may not be with a 3.5, but are other individuals not regurgitating that same kind of theory now?
Yeah, and I said last night, it's not bullying. She should have just scheduled her battles better. Like, it's not our fault that you came at all of these people within the same week. And you can't tell them, oh, wait a minute, you gotta wait till after Trip turn.
Yeah.
Then you can come at me. Then you can talk about me. Then you can embarrass me. No, you gotta wait. Y'all gotta get in line. Like, you cannot control how people come back at you. Like, so now it looks like bullying because it's 5 heavy hitters coming at her at one time. No, that's her fault.
And I completely agree. And I feel like when you do things like that, when you do turn around and I won't smoke with everybody, I don't mind, that's fine. And if you're mentally that strong that you can handle 5 arguments at once coming that may all come at the same time, you don't know when a person is up. Hell, there's some nights I'll be up all night. The last night I'll be up all night. Yeah, I can go. Who want hours? We can go at this for hours. And then she may be like, okay, finally over with Trip. And then she don't know her next opponent then woke up at 6 a.m. I went to sleep at 6 a.m. Her next opponent then woke up at 6 a.m. You're not catching a break. And then only the
Right.
people that try to save you get caught in it. When you come in and you say, not too much on so-and-so, I completely changed my topic to so and so to let you know you don't run shit over here. That's what I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Not too much on my friend. Now it's a whole lot on your friend. Because you're over here, you're trying to stand ground, and don't nobody check nobody for me. That you can't send nobody and say, can you tell Trip to let up? No, I do so when I'm ready. And see, I feel like she's gathered a lot of those kind of personalities. She got in with K-Dub, bothering that woman. Now, granted, if she didn't want to accept a woman's help, she could have just said it. Now, me personally, and I said it, yesterday, I've been saying it the past few days. I don't know if Trina was ever really assaulted. I don't know if Trina's daughter was ever really assaulted. If by chance those two women that girl and that woman were assaulted, I can definitely understand how that could be causing trauma in their lives. They probably do have certain things that bother them, certain ways that they sleep, certain ways that they run their household. They may say, hey, we don't sleep around me, and we don't, whatever their traumas are. That part is understandable. But I think what the part that became not understandable was when she stated, the live had to tell her that's not a good idea. And then maybe it was the live that woke her up and said, okay, you don't want to do that. You've been assaulted. Your daughter's been assaulted. That woman has sons. Granted, anybody can understand that. But then when she told the woman she was still coming, that made it look foul. When she put the woman's phone number up there, and then, people were like, hey, take it down. It is what it is. Oh, I wasn't trying to, but since I did, I'm not going to stop now. That's
But
not
she
okay.
gave a different reason why she said she didn't think it would be a good idea to go and stay with Kay. When she was on live, she gave a different reason and blamed her daughter. So that's why people are looking at her crazy, like,
Right.
okay, you saying this now, but we just heard you last night give a whole completely different reason on why you said it's probably not a good idea to stay with K-Dub.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing. If you have all of that going on, then you probably do want to stay by yourself. But then you need to conjure up the money to survive on your own. Granted, do I think any two grown women probably should be staying together? No, because they're going to bump heads. It's going to be head of household. One of them is not going to be able to be their full potential in another woman's house. And so it should be used only for temporary matters. But I do feel like, if the woman's case says that her intentions were pure, her intentions were probably pure. I don't know what she would have gained from bringing Trina there. And Trina's like, well, hey, now you acting like it's a big deal that I didn't want to come. What were you on? And I don't know if the lady was on anything. The lady may have really just seen a woman who was in a bad situation and said, I want to help her. I want to be here for her. But you cannot help everybody. You don't want to step in between somebody and the karma that they're supposed to be receiving. If she really has been living this way and conning people, this is karma. Karma could be we're going to have 5 heavy hitters arguing with you at the same time on social media. People don't think that is emotionally draining, but it is. It takes time. It takes energy to argue and read a motherfucker. So, that's time consuming. She can go on her platform and act like, oh, my feelings aren't hurt. I'm not offended by anything that they say. They're all liars. And half of the people that are sitting in her platform are like, no, you're the liar. Everybody that's on her page doesn't agree with her. Some of them are just following so that they have the most current tea. There's people who never hit the like button. They never cash app her. They never send her gifts. They never talk in her comments. They're there because they're observing. But if she's over there and she's bothering people and she's harassing people, it's not going to take long for them to see that. I'm pretty sure a lot of them came to Nosey's live when she sat up there and blatantly wouldn't answer certain questions. And you think that new followers who she's asking money for are going to hear stories about you crowdfunding under false pretenses? You think new people are going to be okay with giving their money when they hear you won't answer as to where the money's being spent and you're not giving back refunds? They're going to say, hey, I don't want to be involved in this.
Good point. She was like, I like Trina. I've helped Trina before. And she was like, I would have at least thought that Trina would tell me the truth. Now, I took it a step further. Now,
Betty said, I take it a step further.
What'd you say?
You say I took it a step further.
Oh yeah, I'm always gonna take it a step further. I took it a step further and said, there is so many things that Nosy could have did to help Trina.
Yeah.
She could have, sent Trina some money. She could have helped Trina with resources. She could have put Trina on a project. Hell, she could have gave Trina a job. She could have helped Trina to, if you really just wanted to stay home and lay on your back and just be on social media. She could have mentored you on that, on how to get your account up, how to make sure you're monetized across all social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that
Yeah.
Nosy could have helped her with, and instead you want to sit up there and try to be slick and nasty.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me.
Well, that's going to stand out to a lot of people as well. When somebody says they need help and you say with what? There are 1,000 resources out here, but everybody doesn't know, what resources to tap into. There are people that are in her state that could tell her, well, hey, go here, do this, do that. But when you're being nasty to them, when you're being rude to them, when they ask you a question and you say, hey, I'm raising a goal. This is the goal. This is what's going on. And they say, hey, is something taking place? You may not know, but you could have a ultimate rich person sitting in your lap. Then this is back in Instagram days. I remember there was a lady that used to follow one creator, and she'd be like, "Oh, what you got going on?" The girl was like, "Gosh, my rent is due. This is going on." And she was like, "How much is your rent?" And the content creator told her how much their rent was. Do you know she cashed out this woman their entire rent payment? You got people out here that have money and may not have family. They got money and they may not have anybody to spend it with. And so they may be ultimately rich. They could be dying of something and they want to give back. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes being open and honest, if you're going to bring it to social media like that, they will assist you. People will
Yeah.
pay for those kind of things. You never know until you try it. But when you're
It
out,
is true angels that be out here, and that is their
yeah,
purpose, is just to help people, but they're not gonna help you if they feel like you being deceptive.
and you're lying to them and
Thank you,
lying
Theory.
on them. Yeah. People don't like it, and it like I said, it's not gonna get her anywhere. I feel like a lot of the newcomers into her, into her live, into her pages, they're gonna quickly find out if they have not already. Because don't think just like big creators got thank you, Theory. Just like big creators, thank you, Starlight.
Oh,
Um,
that's pretty.
yeah, have burner pages